Hey folks, Dale Davidson here at Davidson Law Offices in Southwest Georgia, North Florida. Glad you're here today. Hope everybody in your neck of the woods is doing well. And so today we got a do's and don'ts. What are the 10 do's and don'ts of a guardian that's going to be different than a conservator? Remember, a guardian has power over the person to make sure that the person is housed, fed. You know, we're looking at the health and well-being versus a conservator who is looking at the property and preserving and protecting the property for the ward's benefit. So, but today we've got do's and don'ts of a guardian. So let's get started. Number one, do respect the rights and dignity of your ward. Okay, now when I'm talking about a ward, I'm talking about the person who you have power over as far as their health and well-being. Okay, now don't forget, despite being incapacitated or despite you being the guardian for the ward, that they still have rights, so don't disrespect your ward and do not trample on their rights, okay? Number two, do act in the best interest of your ward, okay? Don't act in your self-interest. Number three, be reasonably accessible to your ward, okay? Now, don't just visit your ward periodically. If you can't visit daily, visit weekly, okay? But check in with your ward daily to make sure they're doing okay. If your ward is in an assisted living, independent living situation, or a skilled nursing, hey, give them a call, check on them, see how they're doing, okay? So always check up on your ward. Number four, conserve for your ward's future needs. Now, you're supposed to be using the ward's money for his or her benefit, okay? But don't forget that your ward, just like everybody else, has rainy days, and so they have to have this emergency fund. So just because you have these funds coming in doesn't mean you have to expend all of them for the benefit of the ward. Save some back for the rainy day. Number five, and one of the most important that we see the biggest abuses in, is do use the ward's property only for their benefit. Don't use the ward's property for your benefit. You're supposed to be using their property for their health, maintenance, and support, okay, and their welfare. So don't pay your own bills. That's a big no-no, okay? Don't use the ward's property for your own benefit. And please do not transfer the ward's property to yourself. That's a big no-no. I see that a lot. We've got weekly guardians coming in, or children of guardians coming in saying, hey, my brother, my sister, whoever is spending money from mom's account for their benefit. They're paying their mortgage payment, they're paying their utilities, they're riding around in mom's car, whatever they're doing. Don't do it, because that property, that money is to be used solely for the ward's benefit. Number six, and a big one with the courts, is do communicate freely with your siblings or whoever's interested in your ward's health and well-being. Unless the court orders otherwise, communication is the key. Again, most of the complaints I get from clients coming in regarding their sibling being a a guardian of their parent is that, well, my sister or my brother never communicates with us. We didn't know that mama or daddy was in the hospital until it was on Facebook. Don't communicate through Facebook. Look, you've got text, you got email, and you got phones. So communicate, okay? Don't keep your siblings guessing as to what's going on with your parent, okay? Number seven, do be your ward's advocate, okay? Don't sit by idly and just let others take advantage, okay? Don't let a fall or an injury at assisted living or independent care or nursing home go unquestioned, okay? So if mom or dad's a fall risk and they keep falling at these facilities, why? What's happening at that facility that's causing mom and dad to fall, and why aren't they taking some kind of measures to prevent those falls? Number 8, do take into account your ward's functional and physical limitations, okay? Always take into account their personal needs and preferences. Don't ignore the fact that your ward has some cognitive or some memory loss, okay? Don't ignore your ward is a fall risk. Don't ignore that they have other physical limitations that you need, as the guardian, you need to plan for and get help for that ward. So maybe they're not mobile enough, get them a walker. Maybe they can't use the walker, so get them one of those power electric chairs. Whatever they need, it's your responsibility as the guardian to provide that for them. Of course, not with your money, but with their money, okay? Number 9, do restore capacity at the earliest possible time. Now, this may not be possible because your ward has dementia, or this may not be possible because of other functional or physical limitations, okay? But don't ignore the possibility that they could regain capacity, okay? So always treat your ward with dignity and the fact that it is possible that they could regain capacity. And number 10, our final do's and don'ts, okay? File with the court all status reports. Don't ignore requests from your siblings. It goes back to the communication here, or siblings or other interested parties, for information on the ward. Hey, what's going on with mom and dad's health? Hey, how's mom and dad's bank account going? All of those things, you need to communicate these to your siblings or to the other interested parties. Because guess what's going to happen? If you don't communicate, they're going to run down to the probate court and file a petition for an accounting from you, or worse, file something that says, hey, brother or sister over here is not communicating with us. He or she's breaching his or her fiduciary duty, and by not communicating with us, we don't know what's going on. So then the court gets involved, and it's just a big hullabaloo. So anyway, hope you enjoyed these 10 do's and don'ts for the guardian. We're going to have a video here in a couple of weeks on the 10 do's and don'ts for a conservator. Remember, a guardian is somebody who has power over the person to make sure that their health and well-being is being taken care of, okay? And the conservator has the power over the person's property, the money, land, those things. So, hey, if you like what we're doing here, if we're giving you some good education, you got some questions, you like and subscribe, leave us some comments. You can Google us and email us at info@davidsonelderlaw.com, info@davidsonelderlaw.com, and just leave us some feedback, and we appreciate you watching, and until next time, be blessed.
No more whiskey, I'll have a Coke, catching bass on an old fishing boat. One more story